By the end, I pretty much had it in the bag. Like I knew what level of studying I had to do. That was learning the other person's lines, reading every other scene so that I know the whole episode.
Nice.
You know, and it just makes you feel better on set to be prepared.
Love that.
Yeah.
So, do you watch yourself?
I do.
You do. You watch game tape.
I am one of the actors that watches herself, and I know there's a lot of actors that
there's a lot of
say
entertainers. I don't even like listening to my own music sometimes.
I get it. But sometimes there's so many actors that say they don't like to watch themselves or they can't, and me, I feel like that's the only way I can get better.
Right.
If I don't watch myself, how am I going to improve?
Okay, that's true. You gotta understand what you're doing.
I've watched myself and been like, man, I'll remember not to hold my arm like that next time, or I'll remember to keep eye contact, because if you break eye contact or look away, it kind of changes the seriousness of the scene. Camera gets everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, watching is the best way I've been able to improve. If I see something I don't like, I want to make sure I don't do it again. You know?
I feel that.
So yeah, and it helps me become better. It helps me. So.
Okay, that's cool. So going off that topic, and so I want to ask you a question. It's gonna be a little bit more intimate of a question. It's as talented as you are, and being a woman. How would you say you've gone through certain tough? I mean, we hear all kinds of horror stories and all kinds of scary stories, and we're not gonna speak on certain things or say the things, or any of these terminologies that they say about Hollywood and all the other stuff. But there's so much horror stories, so much stuff. You don't have to, obviously validate anything or say, yeah, this stuff happens and that's true. But because you are a true professional. You're an art, you take your craft very serious. You, like you said, you watch yourself, you train yourself, and you take yourself serious as an actress. Were there times as a beautiful woman that was very hard for you to be taken serious as an actress in your career? Like, did being so pretty and also being a woman kind of add a little bit of difficulty in your career that maybe you could have leveraged, but would it have been that beneficial? You tell me.
I think as a woman, it's a little bit tougher all around to navigate the industry. And I think that it's something that you constantly have to navigate. Honestly, it's not something that's ever changed or been different. It's something I still every day have to navigate.
Right.
I mean, it is an industry controlled by men at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And there's just natural things you have to navigate. If someone offers you an opportunity, what is behind that? What do they want in return? There's always that, and that's with anyone in any industry, to be honest.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's something you constantly just have to navigate. It's something I've learned to navigate pretty well.
Okay.
But it's still a struggle.
Yeah.
There's still those hurdles you have to get past, or people that don't want to talk to you if you're in a relationship and stuff like that. And so it's better to just keep it private. It's better for them not to know, because if they know, then that'll determine if they want to do business with you or not. And there's all of those things.
There's a lot of prejudgments sometimes.
Yeah.
Based on when
you're a woman.
Yeah.
But it's just part of life. And like I said, it's in every industry. It's not just in the entertainment industry. So.
What are some mental strengthening points or mental guidance that you've actually been able to find help you get through that? Because I'll tell you. One thing I really respect about you is how you control your career, right? How you control your presence in it. I've never heard nobody say anything bad about you. I've never heard no scary stories. I've never heard nothing about it. I've never heard nobody say anything about my sister being in the wrong room or no crazy stories, or not even the rumors.
Yeah.
Because everything's a rumor anyways, right?
Absolutely.
What do you do to kind of remind yourself how to keep yourself at that level?
Well, I'll thank my parents.
It's real easy. It's real easy to give it up if somebody waves $1 million.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll thank my parents, number one, for guiding me through that since I was a child. They got me into the industry, and they guided me all the way through it. They were always there on set. They were always there to make sure that.
Momager.
Yeah, always there to make sure stuff was good, stuff was straight, I was safe. And the times that they weren't around is when I would hear the horror stories that they would warn me about. Or I would hear the
moment
hey,
they
do you want
told
to
you,
do
hey,
this?
It's time to go.
Hey, do you want to try that?
Yeah.
As soon as they would leave, that's when all that stuff would creep in. I'm like, wow, they're really right.
Yeah.
But because of what they taught me, I learned to just navigate it in the way that I should have.
Okay.
And I'm really glad that I stuck to it. And I didn't even drink until 2019.
Right.
There was just a lot of things I didn't do just because personally I didn't need them to have fun. I didn't need them. I had never tried them. So I was able to avoid a lot of crap I guess.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I thank them for that. I think a lot of the stuff they instilled in me, I carry to this day, and I try to instill them into my friends and my peers as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I have them all to thank for keeping my head on straight.
Okay, we love that.
Yeah.
Love that. Shout out mom and pops.
And it's a constant battle.
It's a constant battle.
It's a constant battle.
I think I truly, I mean, I respect the women so much and all the women in my life, but from an outside looking in, of course, I don't really ever see a point in time where women stop going through that type of battle. I mean, at any age.
Don't.
Like, I mean, it's just, you know, it's no matter what age it is, people like to, you know, they always say, oh, you know, maybe she might not be prettier later or this kind of stuff. But there's always the same struggle no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And I think as well, like I try really hard to avoid any situation that could end badly.
Okay.
I try to avoid going out with the wrong people. I try to, you know, I'm not seen alone with certain people if that's going to look bad on me. I really try to control that. I try not to go certain places alone.
Okay.
Even meetings these days, business meetings and stuff like that, I used to attend them by myself, and I usually regretted it because of the way it would turn out. And so now these days I don't go to any sort of meeting by myself, just to make sure it stays professional, and that's exactly where it goes. I do wish I was a man every now and then when I go to business meetings, just so I can see like how far the business can go.
I go through the same problems, all right? I go through the same problems.